Hello, in this video I'm going to show you how to operate your Glowworm energy boiler. I'm going to show you how you can adjust the temperature of your hot water so you're not wasting gas and you got hot water at just the temperature that you want it at. I'll also show you how to adjust the temperature of your central heating and the most efficient place to set that, and how you reset your boiler if you get a fault code. I'll also show you how to turn on and off that eco setting. That will stop the boiler from keeping itself warm all through the day and the night when you're not using it, saving you energy. And finally, I'll explain what the different icons mean when the boiler is in use. Right, now let's whiz through my slightly speeded up intro and get on with the video. My name's Mark Ballard and I've been a gas registered engineer for over 20 years. The aim of my channel is to help you with your central heating and your plumbing. If you find this video helpful in any way, then please give me some feedback by clicking on that thumbs up, and that will also help others to find the video. If you think this video is useful, then click on that subscribe, and if you want to receive a notification the next time I upload a help video, then click on that bell. And of course, share the video with your friends. And I'd like to say a really big thank you to everybody who's left a donation in my toolbox fund. It's really appreciated and it helped me to make more videos which will hopefully help you. Right, now let's get on with the video. All the links throughout this video can be found in the description below, at the end of the video, or in the cards above. So here we go then, this is a Glowworm Energy C30. So I'm just going to go through what's on the front of the boiler here. So in the display we can see a hot water tap, a radiator, and also the pressure that the boiler is at. That's the pressure of the water in the system. Just to go over the pressure a little bit more, when the boiler is running you should see the pressure rise a bit, and when it cools down it will drop a bit. And over time it's quite normal for this pressure to slowly drop down. And when it gets too low, the pressure will start flashing at you, and then that's the time you want to top the boiler up. And if you want to know how to top your boiler up, oh, of course, I've made a video all about that, and I'll leave it in the cards above now or in the description below. Going back to the controls, we have a minus button, a mode button, and a plus button. And this is the power button. If I push it once, it will turn the boiler off, and the off will fade away and the screen will then go blank. Push the button once to turn it back on again, and there we go, the boiler is now back on. Whenever you turn the boiler back on, you'll hear it go through a little startup process, and you can see the pressure has risen because it's just running the pump, and then you may hear a little buzzing sound as it operates the diverter valve. And that's all perfectly normal. Now the mode button is used to turn your hot water and your central heating on and off. If you push it once, it will then turn the hot water off like that, leaving the central heating on. If we push the mode button again, it will turn the central heating off and turn the hot water on. So now we only have hot water. If we then push the button again, you'll see that the display will then turn the hot water off also. So now your boiler is not going to do anything. And then if we push the button again, it'll bring the hot water and the central heating back on again. Just to run through that again, push the button and then the hot water is off, leaving heating on. Push it again and then the hot water is on, leaving the heating off. And push it again, both are off. Push it again and then they're both on. Pretty simple really. And that will keep scrolling through as you push that mode button. Now I would say in general there's really not much need to push this mode button. You just want to set it so your central heating and your hot water are on. You would then normally turn your heating on and off by using your timer and your room thermostat. But if you don't have a timer or a room thermostat, which you should do, then you would turn the heating off by using this mode button. And I can't see any reason why you would want to turn your hot water off. Now you may not know, but you can adjust the temperature of the water that comes out of your hot water taps. It is very simple to adjust the temperature of the hot water coming out of your taps. All we need to do is to press the minus button or the plus button, and that will then adjust the temperature of your hot water. You can see in the display the temperature is going up and down. Also you can see the icon is there for the hot water, so we know that we are adjusting the temperature of the hot water. When you've finished setting the temperature of your hot water, you then need to press the mode button once, and then you'll see a little tick appear in the display showing you that that is the new set temperature. If you don't press the mode button, then that setting will not be set and it will stay at the temperature that it was before. Now when I go to customers' homes, I regularly find that the hot water has not been set or adjusted, and the customer has no idea that they could adjust it. If you've not adjusted the hot water temperature on your boiler, then you should go straight to your boiler and check what it is set at now, because there is absolutely no point in heating the hot water up to a high temperature just to cool it down at the tap with some cold water. You're just wasting gas, increasing your energy bill, adding extra wear to your boiler, adding to scale buildup on your plate heat exchanger, which may mean that that heat exchanger will need to be changed earlier than normal if it was set on a lower temperature, and of course adding to climate change. So what temperature should you be setting your hot water to? Well, 50 degrees seems to be a pretty good average temperature. But if you find this is still a little hot, then just adjust the temperature down a little bit more. Having said all that, there are a couple of occasions where you may want to have your hot water a little bit hotter. One reason is for your shower. If you have a mixer shower which runs off your hot and your cold water, then you may find if the water is not hot enough, when you turn your shower up, you can't get your shower as hot as you would like it. In that instance, you may need to have your hot water set a little higher. Now, most showers can be adjusted manually inside, but you would need the instructions to do this. Now, another reason you may want your hot water set a little higher is if you like having really hot baths and also topping your bath up with hot water. In that instance, you may also want your hot water set a little higher. If you can think of other reasons why you might want your hot water hotter or cooler, then you can leave a little message for other people to see in the comments below. Now, moving on to the central heating, I'll now show you how you can adjust the temperature of your central heating. Now, this is not the temperature of your house. This is the temperature that your radiators will get to. So how hot your radiators feel when you touch them. To do this, we need to press the mode button so the central heating icon is showing in the display like that. We can then press the plus or the minus button to adjust the temperature up. So I'm now raising the temperature up by pressing the plus button like that. And you can push and hold it to go fast. And then we have to press the mode button again to get the tick up so that the settings will be saved. Now that's set at 75 degrees. Now we can then press the minus and then put the temperature back down. Now the recommended temperature for your central heating is 65 degrees, but you can take it lower because these boilers work more efficiently when they work at a lower temperature. But if you do set your central heating to a lower temperature, then you may find your house doesn't get hot enough, or it would just take a really long time for your house to get to the temperature that you like it at. So now I'm putting the temperature back up to 65 degrees like that. That's the recommended temperature. I press the mode button to make the tick come up, and now that setting is saved. And now the temperature of the radiators won't go above 65 degrees. After I finish setting the temperature for the central heating, I then need to make sure that the hot water is also turned on by pressing the mode button again. The hot water symbol comes up, then I need to push it again, and then push it again, and then both the hot water and the central heating icons are in the display. Now I've adjusted my hot water temperature and my heating temperature, and they're now both on, ready to be used. Now if you're still struggling to get your house hot enough, make sure your room thermostat is turned up so you've not got that turned down too low. Make sure that your radiator thermostatic valves aren't turned down too low, so you could turn those up. And then if you're still struggling for your house to get warm enough, that's the time you would put the temperature up on your boiler. And that will increase the temperature of your radiators. And it does make a really big difference to how hot your house gets by just adding a couple of degrees to the temperature of your central heating. It will also warm the house up faster. Now if you ever get a fault code come up on the boiler, you'll need to reset it. And to do this, we need to press and hold the power button. We need to hold it for 5 seconds. So we push it in, count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we get that symbol come up. You then just release the button and that's it. That would be the boiler reset. Now if when you operate the boiler the fault code comes back again, there's not a lot more you can do. If it's the F28 or F29 fault, those are gas faults. Also the F75 fault. I've made videos on what to check if you get those faults. Other than that, it's call an engineer. Now before I show you what the boiler looks like when it's operating, I'm going to talk to you about the eco setting. Now this is a setting that not many people know about, and as the name implies, it's eco, which in theory would then make the boiler more efficient. Now to turn this function on and off, all we need to do is to press the plus and the minus button, hold them together for 5 seconds, and you can see the eco comes up in a display. To turn the eco setting off, all you have to do is press and hold the plus and minus buttons again for 5 seconds, and then that will then turn the eco setting off. Now if we look in the book, it doesn't tell us much about the eco setting, but the line I'm interested in is the bottom line, which says a warm start for hot water deactivated. So what is this eco setting, or the warm start? On other boilers it's called preheat. You may have noticed every now and again your boiler seems to fire up or seems to make some noise every so often, and that is the warm start activating. What it does is it continuously keeps the boiler at a warm temperature, so around about 50 degrees, so that when you turn your hot tap on, it doesn't take very long for your hot water to come out of the tap, because the boiler is already heated up at 50 degrees. The only problem with that is that if you only use the hot water a couple of times a day, like in the morning and the evening if you're at work, the rest of the time, all through the day and all through the night, the boiler is keeping itself warm for no reason at all. And of course that uses gas, and that also adds wear to your boiler, and it's not so good for the environment. The downside to having the eco setting on is that when you do turn your hot tap on, it's going to take a little bit longer for the hot water to come out of the tap, because the boiler has to heat itself up before it can start producing hot water. And of course that can be a bit annoying. But if you use your hot water when your central heating is already on, then it makes no difference at all, because of course the boiler is then already heated up. Let me know in the comments how you get on with this setting, whether you save yourself some gas, or does it just take too long for the water to come through, and it'll help everybody else as well. Right, and just to finish off, I'm just going to run through how the boiler's display looks when it's operating. So here we can see that the central heating is on, and you can see a picture of a flame there also, to show that the central heating is being heated up. If I turn the hot tap on, you'll see that the hot tap starts flashing, indicating that the hot water is in use. Again, you can see the flame at the side there, showing you that the boiler is lit up, heating up your hot water. If I turn the hot water off, it'll then go back to central heating, and then we'll start seeing the central heating icon start flashing like that. And then the display changes to the temperature, so it shows you what temperature the boiler is operating at. And then we'll see the flame come up to indicate that the boiler has now lit and is heating up the central heating. Now the diverter valve is just operated, the temperature will start dropping as it starts getting pumped around the central heating. And then we'll see that flame icon come up in the display, indicating that it is now lit. And there we go, pretty simple really. Right, that's about it then. So I do hope my video has been helpful to you. If you want to watch my next video, then you can click on the link just here. And if you found my video helpful in any way, then please give me that little bit of feedback by clicking on that thumbs up. And like I said, that will help others to find the video. And if you enjoyed the video, then you can click on subscribe. And if you want to receive a notification the next time I upload a help video, then click on that bell. And of course, share the video with your friends. And if you want to buy me a cup of coffee, I'd like to say a really big thank you to everybody who's left a donation in my Toolbox Fund. It's really appreciated, and it helped me to make more videos, which will hopefully help you. Bye for now, and I'll see you next time.